This is National City University Cafe Open Distance E-Learning Center platform. Welcome to E-Learning Center platform. The course code here is PAD215. The course title is Local Government Administration. This is study section 3. Under study section 3, we need to discuss on the characteristics of local government. The course presenter is Dr. Isa Ibrahim Salisu, Department of Public Administration, Faculty of Administration, National University Kefi. On this study section 3, it has to do with characteristics of local governments. Before end of this course study section, learning outcomes are as follows. The first one is we will have to list 5 characteristics of local government, explain the 5 characteristics of local government, and the third part of it is that has to do with explain the legal framework of local government. Introductions. Since the local government is the third tier of government, as we all learned in study section 1, it has characteristics or unique feature that distinguish it from other tiers of government. We have all agreed that local government is the third tier of government which is responsible for catering the needs and aspirations of people within the grassroots domain. In this section, you will be exposed to those characteristics. These are major features or major characteristics that we use in order to recognize the existence of local government. Among others of those features, they are as follows. We have local area within local jurisdiction, that is urban area, rural jurisdictions, statutory area, decentralizations, service delivery, local representations, local accountability, and local finances. All these constitute the required and needed characteristics of all local government jurisdictions. Characteristics of local government area. An analysis of the above definitions reveals certain essential features and characteristics of local government which are as follows. Local area. A local area, like any other area, has to operate in a geographical area. In the case of local government, the geographical area by its nature has to be small or size, village, town, city, in contrast in the whole country or state. When we are talking of local area, it is expected that in one of the basic parameters of judging a local atmosphere is it must be within a local or rural jurisdiction or rural geographical entity or a kind of small town or village, town, county, city, or mini county. Although we have some cross metropolitan local government exists in most of city areas, but it is expected that in a yardstick of judging local government system, it must be precisely a small size of territory with a large number of population that live within a geographical domain. So on this local area, it is expected that the area must be local. And local living within a geographical entity, but that doesn't mean that every local area must be a local or must be a rural geographical entity. We have other local government that find themselves in a city area, like a cross metropolitan local government systems. So on this we have the second part of it, which has to do with statutory status. The local government under statutory status, meaning it has something that has to do with the law, existence of law. So the local government enjoys statutory status. It is created by the law, by virtue of the National Assembly, or virtue of the statute of the law. In the act of the legislature establishing local government is generally applicable to the whole state. Example, Local Government Acts 1972 in England and Wales. But in Nigeria, we have so many acts of local government acts. It is expected that there must be an act of establishing local government, meaning it is a legal status. There must be a status or a law position of the law for the establishment of the local atmosphere, and that's why it is expected to be a statutory. It must have a statutory status. There must be an established law, or an act that is recognized by the legislative act in order for the establishment of local government system. Then we have under those statutory acts, it's expected it must be mandated by law. In Nigeria, we have a law of establishing legally. We said Nigeria is made up of 766 local government system. This is the number. Acts by law of establishing the numbers of local government in Nigeria. Any act of reducing or addition, it must pass through the process of constitutional amendment. So meaning the position of local government, it is an act, it is a legal time, it is through constitutional system, and there is no room for any amendment of any reduction or add for any act of reduction or amendment. It must pass through the constitutional review system. The third part of it is autonomous status. Autonomy of the local government is the natural consequences of the statutory status. Since the local government is created by an act of the legislature or parliament, act lays down their powers, functions, and relationship with the central government. It is expected that since it is the law, the position of the law that established the local government system, then it is an autonomous entity. It must have an autonomous status, meaning having an autonomous status, meaning the local government, it is created through the legislative act or through a parliament. So their functions and their power must spelled out in the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The 1999 Constitution as amended provided the power, the functions, and the powers of local government in Nigeria. So as spelled out by the constitutional domain on what are the cardinal functions and powers of local government, meaning it is having an autonomous status. So having an autonomous status meaning it must be backed by law. The law backs the establishment of local government and clearly spelled out what are the basic functions and responsibility, including the functions and its relationship, intergovernmental relationship when relating with the state government and federal government. So autonomous status is one of the characteristics, peculiar characteristics of the local government system. Then we have the fourth part of it has to do with local participation. It is essentially that people or inhabitants of local area should be associated with functioning of the local government, participation of the local people in decision making, and administration of the local authority is important. That is what gives it the character of self-government. It is called democracy at the grassroots level. It is expected by the word local government system. It is expected that it encourages individual citizens at the grassroots level to participate in the act of what? In the act of administration, in the act of policy, in the act of decision making, and in the act of government of the local authority. One of the basic parameters of establishing local government is to encourage local individuals to participate in the local affair, and that's why it serves as what? It serves as a grassroots democracy. In order to enhance democracy at the grassroots level, local government is there so that every individual or citizen at the local atmosphere should have a stake at the local government. You have a stake in having an opportunity within the local jurisdiction in order to participate in the act of politics, in the act of government, in the act of decision making, and the act of the administration of the activities of local atmosphere within the local government. So local participation is one of the basic characteristics and characteristic requirement of the local government system. Then the E part of it is local accountability. Since local government provides services to the local nature, to local government, there are some certain social amenities such as sanitation, education, transportation system to the people of the area. It is appropriate that it is accountable to the local people themselves. The control of the local people will compel it to serve them better. It is expected that it's not like the other government, like state government and local government. It is expected that the local government must be accountable to people. Since it is a system of government that is more closer to the people, then it is being ruled. The leadership of the local government, it is entrusted by the local people. So it is expected, even the accountability, the principle of accountability, it is being enshrined by the local government themselves. So it means the leadership of the local government, the governing of the local government, and it must be accountable to the local government. It is expected every members that have a stake in local affair, they come from a local community, local environment, and they must be accountable to the individual citizens that live within local domain. Then another part of it is local finances. Local government has two main sources of finances. We have grant aid given by the central government or state government. We have taxes. The second one is taxes and levies imposed by the local government themselves. These are two sources of government revenue. The first one, we said there is grant allocation given by federal government, state government to the local government. It is expected that every month federal government make allocation directly to local government. Like previous years, you had about 640 billion naira was distributed between federal government, state government, and local government. You had about 800 billion. Presently, we have about 1.something trillion distributed between state and local government. It is right. Local government earn their resources through those grants and aid given by federal government or state government that want to local government through the local government. The second part of it, they have their own internal generated revenue through local finances such as taxes, levies, or local market like levy, market fee, levy, park fee, recreation center fee, and so on and so forth. These are the two ways. These are the two sources of local government finances. The local government generated their finances through those processes. Another characteristic of local government is civic service for the local people. The main objective of local government is to provide certain civic amenities to the people of his area at their doorstep. The provision of this service ensures healthy living of the local community, sanitation, street lighting, sewage disposal, restoration of beds and maintenance of parks, libraries, burial or cremation grounds, water supply, health care, primary education, etc., etc., and the functions which make life of people of the area healthy and comfortable. Another Another characteristic of local government is general purpose. Local government is a general purpose authority, in contrast to a single purpose body. In other words, it is multi-purpose, performing several or varieties of functions like healthcare, primary education, sanitation, water supply, regulations of local affairs and market, maintenance of parks and library, etc., etc. Proximity. Other characteristics are decentralizations, proximity to the community, civil service delivery, local representation, limited limitations. The legal framework of local government varies from country and country, be complex, but some common elements include as follows. What we are saying by legal framework? These are the law that establish the local government authority. If you are looking at the position of the law on creations of local government authority, they varies in all different countries in the world. The Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria was different from the Constitution of Federal Republic of Ghana. The Constitution used by the United States of America is totally different from the Constitution used by the Federal Republic of Australia. What we are saying here is the legal framework of establishing local government were different all over the world. So the system of local government might be different based on the constitutional domain and constitutional creation and establishment or the act that established that particular local government. On this note, we are going to look at what are the legal operations or legal framework of existing local government. The first part of it is constitutional that make local government to be different from other local government. The number one part of it is constitutional provisions. One, constitutional provisions. Many countries have constitutional provisions. The outline of powers, responsibility, and structure of local government. These provisions may establish principles of local government autonomy, the divisions of powers between the different levels of government, and the rights of local communities. As the constitution varies, then the constitutions of federal republic, the constitutional provisions must make differences in constitution local government in terms of what? In terms of power, in terms of responsibility, and in terms of the structure of the local government. And based on the constitutional provisions, local government must be different from any other local government of different countries of the world. Then number two, statutory laws. Laws by the national or regional legislature often provide the legal framework for local government operations. This law may specify the powers and functions of local government procedures for local government election, mechanism for intergovernmental cooperation, and rule for fiscal management. Number three, charter or municipal codes. Charter or municipal codes. Local government typically operate under a charter or municipal code that set out their organizational structures, power, and procedures. Charter are often adopted through a formal processes, such as referendum or legislative enactment, and may be subjected to approval or oversight by higher levels of government. Number four, intergovernmental agreement. Local government may enter into agreement with other levels of government, such as states or provinces, to coordinate service delivery, share resources, or address common issues. These agreements may be formalized through contract, memorandum of understanding, or regional council. Number five, judicial precedent. Court decisions and legal interpretations can also shape the framework of local government. Number six, administrative regulations. Local government often issue regulations, ordinances, and administrative policies to implement law and policies at the local level. This regulation may cover areas such as land use planning, building codes, business license, and public health standard. Public participation. Many legal frameworks include provisions of public participation in local government decision-making process. This may include requirements for public notice and common period, opportunities for citizen input, or proposed policies or projects and mechanism for citizen oversight of local government activities. Summary of study section 3. In this study section 3, we have learned that functions of local government which include political function, administrative function, medical function, economic development, the characteristics of local government flow, which include maintenance of law and order, provisions of water park and water among others. Overall, the legal framework of local government is designed to establish the authority, accountability, and procedure necessary for effective governance at local level, while also ensuring compliance with broader legal principles and constitutional requirements. Thank you very much.